the art of thinking beyond the obvious. And today I have my special guest. He is the founder and CEO of Accessory Dwelling Unit Construction, a leading design build firm in Los Angeles that redefining the residential housing market through high quality accessory, and other than Mr. Gil Vaisman.
Hi, Daniel. Nice to be here. Thanks for having me.
Welcome, Mr. Gil on Africa. And can you please introduce more about yourself that I missed?
Yes, I've been doing this for close to 6 years now as a business. I've been doing it close to 10 years unofficially, and I'm happy to be here and talk about whatever comes our way. I came with an open mind.
Yes, and thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world. Mr. Gil, thank you. And today let's talk about the backyard gold mine generating generational wealth with these ADUs. So tell us, Mr. Joe, when most people think of ADUs, they think at rental income. How should homeowners mentally shift their perspective to see ADU not just as a project, but as a foundational asset for long-term family wealth?
Yes, so instead of looking outside to increase your portfolio and your value, when you have a property that doesn't have an ADU, you have the potential to increase equity, generate cash flow, generate future value. Pretty much all the untapped equity that you have, like if you reinvested in your property by adding an ADU, it's money that you're saving to the future. You're generating value. Like if you invest $100,000 in your backyard, that's going to generate more than $100,000 in value in equity, and then you're also expanding the possibilities by having someone in your family move there, maybe an older parent or maybe an adult child, and also as a rental opportunity to increase cash flow and have more financial freedom. So those are the things that like an ADU can offer to your average homeowner.
Yes, definitely, people. For someone just beginning to explore this, what does a generational wealth pathway with an ADU look like over 20 to 30 years, Mr. Gel?
Well, it's a great asset. It's something that you can pass along. Let's say I have a lot of clients who are getting older, getting into retirement age, and either need that cash flow or don't have a place for their children to move into because starting homes are so expensive. And so they build an ADU. Their children moves into the ADU, which is a much more affordable way to live. You pay the notes for the loan for the construction, and then once you pass, you can leave your house with an income generating asset to your loved ones, and they're pretty much have that safety and security and peace of mind that having a home provides. They won't have to be out there in the market that is unaffordable, quite honestly, for someone with an average salary to be able to afford a home. You can pass that generational wealth on to them.
Certainly, yeah. So, Mr. Gil, let's talk about the strategic planning and decision. Let's talk strategy for a family aiming to maximize wealth. When does it make more sense to live in the ADU and rent the main house for greater cash flow?
It makes sense when you're like downsizing, like when your kids leave the home, when you, instead of having a family of four, a family of five, you become all of a sudden a family of one or a family of two. And at that point, building an ADU to move in there, you're going to have newer appliances, like a new home. Everything is nicer and newer, and the cash flow that you get from the main home is better. So I would say once you downsize, once your kids leave the nest, that's the moment to move into the ADU.
Yes, downsizing, people. How critical is the specific type of IDU to the wealth building equation? What is the trade off between maximizing property value and achieving a fast ROI?
Uh, you don't have to have that trade-off. That's the beauty of it. Like here, we have the possibility of both. The ROI is going to be there because like you're taking on a home equity loan and maximizing your return of investment. This things do cash flow even in a market as competitive as Los Angeles with today's um, interest rates, which are traditionally on the high end. You're still able to cash flow, and there is no real trade-off. Like at the end of the day, like this is an alternative that like I see more and more people doing, and like if you haven't built one, like it's a good idea to get one going.
Definitely. And with the upfront costs ranging from 60,000 to over $400,000, what are the most strategic ways to finance an EDU without derailing other financial goals?
Well, through, if you have the equity, that's going to be the best way. Now we have products, financial products that allow you to use future equity. So the ADU, if your home is worth $1 million, let's say in LA, and your ADU, you're going to invest $250,000. That's going to increase your equity by more than 250,000. So you can loan against the future equity value of the ADU, and you can also use the future income that the ADU is going to provide to help you qualify for those loans. So you're pretty much like betting on the future of the asset itself as a way to guarantee the repayment of it. So like even though you might not have like 50% equity on your belt, like you can qualify up to 90% loan to value sometimes with some of the products that are being offered out there.
Mr. Gill, let's talk about the financial nuances and truth. The idea of a 30 to 40% increase in property value is compelling, but what factors like location or rental rates most strongly determine if an ADU is a good for poor wealth building investment?
Well, this worked better in neighborhoods that are uh, middle class or lower class neighborhoods rather than like the the more higher end neighborhoods. But like even though in the higher end neighborhoods, it still works. People don't like to do it in neighborhoods that are too affluent because it they don't like densification. These are the people that are opposing having more density in their backyard more than anybody. But like financially, it still makes sense in every neighborhood in the city of Los Angeles, and I would say in most cities and like ADUs are very popular in Canada. They're very popular along the west coast of the United States. They're very popular in Florida nowadays. Arizona's passing new laws, so it's going to become like a phenomenon in the entirety of North America.
So, Mr. Jill, what are the most surprising hidden financial implications like taxes, reassessments, insurance, utilities that people need to factor into a long term wealth plan?
Okay, so hidden factors are your taxes will go up, they will be reassessed. It takes them a few years to catch up, but there are tax reassessments, so they don't reassess your entire property, just the added value. They put they give it the market value, the current market value when you build the ADU. That will get a supplemental tax bill, and your tax bill will be a little higher, but that's still a fraction of what you can make up in income once you rent your main house or once you rent your ADU. Another thing to take into account is it's really expensive, at least in the city of LA, to add a separate meter. Separate gas meter is expensive, separate water meter is really expensive. It tends to not be cost efficient. I've built over 50 ADUs and I haven't, like, unless we're obligated to install a water meter because they're required a fire sprinkler system. People do not install the fire sprinkler like the water meter. It's not recommended. It can cost up to $15,000. Electric meter, it is recommended to install a separate electric meter, especially because most ADUs are being all electrical now. They don't include gas, and the cost is not as high, and it's better to keep the utilities separated. It has its own sewer line, it has its own water line, it has its own everything. It's just the meter usually gets shared with one for the entire property.
The term passive income get used a lot, Mr. Jill. From your experience, what is the realistic level of active management required to protect this wealth generating asset?
Um, I'm gonna say it's mostly passive. It's easy to self-manage. You don't need to hire a property manager. You're looking at brand new structures with brand new utilities with a reputable builder. You should be at least 15 years off from any maintenance or repairs. So, uh, really low maintenance, I would say. I personally have properties with ADUs, and rarely do we have to send someone over for a repair or for an emergency. It's very low friction, very low maintenance. Is it 100% passive? Nothing is 100% passive, I believe, except maybe investing in stocks is 100% passive. But like anything that is real estate, I don't believe that like anything is 100% passive. Even a syndicated deal, you still have to review and go over the financials. So in this case, I'm gonna say 90% passive.
Beyond income and multi generational value, Mr. Gill, how does providing a low cost home for adult or child or aging parent translate into tangible long term wealth for the entire family unit?
Well, you're maximizing the potential that you currently have. The most valuable asset that people tend to have in Los Angeles, it's not even their house; it's the land that their house sits on. So when the house is not maximized, when you don't have as much house or as much property that the lot allows, you're you're leaving potential wealth, potential equity on the table. So the moment that like you're being able to add this vehicle of wealth, because that's what it is, then you're you're realizing the full potential, and especially if you have accumulated equity.
Mr. Jill, as a founder and CEO of Accessories Dwelling Unit, what are your short term and long term goals?
Personally, short-term goals are to keep maintaining a level of excellence while we grow the business, not compromising the quality of what we do as we scale up. Those are the short-term goals. And long-term goals, like I'm starting a brand which is Weissman Construction, which is the father company of Go ADU, to go into single-family home building. So not just the little homes, but like the bigger homes. We wanna participate in that. We had a tragic event in our county where the two major fires more than a year ago happening in Altadena in Pacific Palisades, and we want to help rebuild those communities through our brand Weissman Construction, being able to offer affordable, reliable construction services for those that need it.
Good luck to you goals, Mr. Jill, and looking forward for more success. So, what would be a piece of advice for those people out there who want to be like you?
Uh, I don't. Like me in terms of having a business, just try things out. Like it's easy to uh, in my case what I did, I don't have a lot of advice. I can share my experience. My experience was doing things that can be done in small steps where the investment is time, and find the time and make the time to invest in the things that you really want to be doing. And if you do things with passion and with love and with consideration and with a full heart, um, success tends to follow. So it's making time and prioritizing the things that are important to you. Those are the things that I would tell people. However that looks.
Mm. Thank you for that advice, Mr. Jill. For a family that's house rich but cash flow tight, how do they navigate the upfront investment to access the long term wealth potential?
Well, talk to lenders, and you may have to strap your belt for a short period of time, meaning going to the maximum loan amount that you're comfortable. But in the long run, the loan is going to be more and more affordable. The rent is going to be higher, and the equity is going to be higher. The prices of construction are being affected by inflation. So the price of building today is more expensive than the price of building a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago. And that trend doesn't seem to be changing. Inflation is a reality. So acting now makes it more affordable to do it now than what it would be. So the fear of getting started, it it it, it can hinder the chances of being able to do this successfully.
Mr. Jill, let's talk about the broader impact. On a community level, how can widespread, thoughtful, the accessories dwelling unit development help prevent displacement and build intergenerational wealth in historically underserved neighborhoods?
Um, by generating more supply, you're helping the housing crisis and the displacement right now that we're having. Like every ADU is an affordable living unit. Most ADUs are affordable for like your average renter. And the more ADUs you have, the more supply of housing, the more housing supply, the more it'll stabilize the rental prices. So it's a very popular solution in with politicians, with homeowners, with developers, and with the rental associations.
Yeah, so looking ahead, Mr. Jill, how might evolving laws like ability to subdivide and sell an ADU separately transform this wealth building playbook?
Yeah, more and more we're looking at a centralized fight against not in my backyard, against the NIMBY people. We suffered from NIMBYism in California and in most of the Western United States for a long time, like this opposition to density. And now we're finding laws that are like kind of enforcing density. And that doesn't mean that your neighborhood is not going to be pleasant or nice. It just means that we need to make room for in our community for everybody, and having more density is the only solution because there's not any more land that's available to develop. You're muted.
So imagine a guest is 45, owns a home with a suitable lot, and wants to retire at 65. What is the ideal 20-year ADU wealth building roadmap you sketch for them?
Oh, it's very easy. Build the ADU, move to the ADU, rent your primary home. The ADU is going to be, you're going to be paying peanuts for it. It's going to be paid off in 20 years. And by the time you're retired, you can live comfortably of the rental income from the primary home.
Interesting, Mr. Jill. But before we wrap up our discussion for today, I'm inviting you to please do listen to my other podcast, people, because my abstract essay is already in sixth season, abstract poetry in third season, and of course my book 101 review in sixth season too, comedy 101 in third season, and my food 101 in sixth season as well, geography 101, love letters, movie 101 review, music 101 are fifth season, Science 101, Sex 101. And it's fourth season, Trivia 101, Law 101, Mental Health 101, Motivation 101, Entrepreneurship 101, and of course, my Bible verses 101 are my baby podcasts. Please listen to them wherever you listen your podcast. So, Mr. Jill, if they focus on family, highlight of doing ADU, what would be your best uh, advice for those family that they want to convert ADU?
Oh, it's great. Like, it's the perfect solution for our modern society where we wanna be close but not on top of each other. So it's a great way to maintain those longer ties for longer, multi-generational living while maintaining independence. I think that like having going to your parents for dinner while going to bed on your separate apartment is kind of like the new way of seeing families, of staying together. Because at the end of the day, like I'm a family man. I believe in strong family ties and keeping those that are important to us close. Like ends up being the most important thing, like at least for me. And in a lot of cultures different than the typical American culture where you kind of send the old people off, like keeping people around, it's the way I was raised in my culture anyway.
Family ties indeed. So, Mr. Jill, can you please invite our listeners to support your business, your advocacy, or whatever projects that you're doing right now?
Yes, absolutely. I invite everybody to check out our website, goedu.com and weismanconstruction.com. I invite everybody to follow us on social media, GoEdu Construction. Follow me personally at Gil Vaisman. And like we're always looking to interact. Like we're easy to reach out to. We're accessible. We try to maintain accessible, and like any way that I can provide value, I'll be super honored to interact. Like I love talking to people.
Okay, people, let's support Mr. Gil Vaisman, because if you support him, for sure, more and more empowering ADU will rise. So I have one more question, Mr. Gil. If your goal was to use real estate to leave as a $1 million legacy for your children, how would incorporating ADUs change the number of properties or time required to reach that goal?
Um, well, in, you increase your property value by 20, 30, 40% when you add an ADU. So instead of being worth 600,000, you can get to that $1 million by adding that ADU.
Mr. Gil Vaisman, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Daniel. It was a pleasure.
And I'm inviting you to be my guest on Entrepreneurship 101, and let's talk about business mindset, if you don't mind.
No, I would love to. I would love to. I love talking business. So
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
accept your invitation.
Yes, more to come, people. See you soon.